Equity for all can only be achieved through an inclusive education system.
You're entitled to your opinion.
If I am, then why would you kick me out of class?
Today I am delighted to inform Parliament of these progressive and world-leading set of recommendations to improve the educational experience of our LGBTI young people.
It's not very inclusive of
Could I finish
opinion.
my sentence, please? Not very inclusive. No, I'm sorry, what you were saying was not very inclusive, and this is an inclusive school.
We rightly abhor homophobia, biphobia and transphobia whenever it occurs.
Yeah, how was what I was saying?
Because I was saying that what's wrong with the website is that there are more than one gender in this country.
That's
by law.
your opinion.
That is my opinion, and that is an opinion which is acceptable in the school. I'm afraid yours, which you're saying that there's no such thing as anyone other than male or female, is not inclusive.
Scientifically, there are just two genders.
Today I can inform Parliament that the Scottish Government will accept in full all of the recommendations of the LGBTI Inclusive Education report.
Depending on what
I get
gender
that. But you're choosing to make an issue of this, because I said, are you really going to hear? That was your opportunity to keep quiet.
I'm delighted that in the Year of Young People, we can present to thousands of children and young people across the country a strong and powerful message of inclusivity, tolerance, respect and equality.
You made the issue with it on the website. You said, oh, this website doesn't have more than two genders.
You were clearly given an opportunity not to pursue it. You chose to do so.
Recognising, understanding and addressing homophobia, biphobia and transphobia.
Yeah, because I think it's
You
silly.
chose to do so. Yes, that's the key question. You chose to do so.
I think it's silly to have anything other than two genders. So.
This will help increase staff confidence in addressing instances of prejudice.
Okay.
Anything else is a personal
Could you please keep that opinion to your own house? Thank you. Not in the school.
So you get to put your opinion out in class, and my
No,
opinion.
I am not.
My opinion has to stay inside
I am
my
not
house.
putting my opinion.
I'm aware that some may say that LGBTI inclusive education could undermine the values of their faiths or beliefs. I do not take this view. Human rights and the values of respect and tolerance are universal.
I am not putting my opinion out. I am stating what is national school authority policy. Okay?
By ensuring that all of our children and young people will have the opportunity to better appreciate LGBTI issues within our education system.
Well, it's not scientific whatsoever.
Not every policy is scientific, Brian. Not every policy is scientific, Murray.
And you can't come out here and say that I'm not being inclusive when someone says
I
something
didn't
you
say.
disagree with.
I said what you were saying was not being inclusive.
You kicked me out of class. If you want to have a discussion about it, we could have done it, had a discussion. You don't have to kick me out of class.
And our country will be the better for it.
I'm sorry.
Waste 30 minutes of my time, where I could have been down revising, doing something else. Instead, I state something I believe in. You kick me out of class for 30 minutes and I'm waiting on the
Take this somewhere else, Murray. You can make an official complaint.
I'm not going to make an official complaint.
Why not?
I just think it's...
I know what you think, and I know what the authority thinks. I know what the authority's point of view is very clear.
Would you then agree that in order to increase tolerance of the LGBT community, all high schools should be taught LGBT inclusive sex and relationships education?
Yes, I think as a statement of principle that's the case.
Very clear that we make no discrimination on the grounds of various...
I wasn't making discrimination. I'm simply saying there are two genders, male and female.
Yeah.
Anything else is a personal identification.
I'm sorry, but you chose to make an issue of making a point which is contrary to policy.
Schools, the education system generally should be a place, because if it's not a place where people feel comfortable and valued...
You made the issue when you complained about the website, sir.
Yes, and I made it in a way...
And I responded to that by saying, but there are only two genders. I never made the issue.
Okay, I am not going here. You can choose, but you're making bad choices.
I'm making bad choices, okay.
Well,
can I take my bag and go to the research area and start revising it?
You can stay here.
Okay, I'll stay here. Thanks for wasting my time.
Murray, I am not allowed to tell you how much of my time you have wasted.
So what you've seen there is a juxtaposition between the theory and practice of so-called LGBT inclusive education. Now, I've heard other stories as well along a similar line. They didn't get filmed, but I've heard the accounts. I've even heard one account of the police being called to speak to a school child because that child wasn't taking the right line on transgender issues. So pupils, do tell us your stories, film them if you can, and your polite responses to your teachers. It's in the national interest to know what's going on in Scottish schools. Now, I think surely if you support the SNP, vote for the SNP. Is that not expressing support for this sort of education? Now, you may say, oh, the clips there, that's not really what the SNP had in mind. But it is. They want to crush debate. They want to treat these issues as though there's one true truth, and that's the views of the government, and all other viewpoints are to be excluded from Scottish education. That's exactly what they are implementing. Maybe you're thinking, oh, but I support one of the other parties. For example, the Conservatives, even, they're completely on board with this LGBTI inclusive education. Not a single MSP from any party in the Scottish Parliament has spoken out against it. We need drastic change in Scottish education, and the Scottish Family Party is the only party capable of making that case. So why don't you join us right now via the link below, and thanks for watching.